How time management beats procrastination. This is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, including myself. Whenever I start a new project, or even when I started my business, I know that at the initial stages of it, I had all this knowledge, all this experience, but I still was procrastinating. So it's nothing to do with your aptitude or your skill set. That's the first thing you need to realize. Procrastination is got to do with an emotion that you have. That's the key thing. A lot of people think, oh, I'm procrastinating because I'm not good at this, I'm not skilled enough, I don't have enough knowledge, I might not do well. But if you look at the deep rooted cause of procrastination, it primarily is an emotional feeling. The emotion of fear, basically. The fear that you might not do well at all. The fear of just am I not going to succeed? Am I actually going to do well on this? Am I going to complete something? Am I going to be successful in my task, in my project, in my career, in my business? All these fears are what procrastination stands for. And that's the reason why we need to identify that it's an emotion. And just like any other emotion, like crying, anger, it can be controlled, it can be nurtured, it can be looked at, and it can be eradicated. So I'm here to tell you that that's something that we've all done, including me, and how I have gotten over it. And I hope that these techniques have helped you as well. The first thing to identify, the mindset itself is a problem. So because it's an emotional adrenaline and it's something that's bothering you, you need to first think about, okay, I need to identify all the things I want to get done. And instead of getting overwhelmed about it, write it down. Maybe have a spreadsheet ready and just write all your ideas down. I call this the brain dumping technique, and I talk about this a lot, and I have already mentioned it, I'm sure, in the course. But just to give you an idea, just kind of put all your ideas down on a piece of paper and make a list of it. So that way you have an estimate of, okay, these are the things that are really on my mind that I need to really get done. So that's the first step. Second is to identify that fear or that feeling that you're not going to succeed, that you are going to fail at this. It's normal to feel that way. It's normal to feel consumed. Don't let that take over your entire mindset. Don't let it spoil your thinking, your overall effectiveness or in your own life, in your own belief system. Try and make sure that you get out of that. The other problem with why people procrastinate is because they wonder maybe, whatever I'm doing right now is good. I'm comfortable with my life right now. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. Why do I take on this additional task? Why do I need to start doing this in a different way? So a lot of people, if you see, have a tough time moving into a new way of doing things. And this occurs a lot at work when you are dealing with a new management or a new way of working or a new project that has to be done in a different way. Or even managing a new business, starting a new career. All these stages, if you notice, trying to identify and change your way of working causes a lot of stress and a lot of uneasiness for people, because they're so comfortable living the life they are that they wonder, why do I need to shift that? Why can't I just do things right now as they are? They seem to be going pretty well. That's the other barrier that procrastination causes. And time management is one of the best tools for that, because you start identifying that, okay, if I do things differently, am I saving more time? That's what you need to ask yourself. Is this helping me reduce time on the task? And if this method is helping me do better at my work and save more time, why not? Why not give it a shot? So that attitude will actually help you move on. The next technique I talk about, and I really love Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. If you've not read it, I would suggest everyone to read that book, because he has some great techniques on time management. But one of the techniques he mentions there is the word eat that frog and the meaning of it. So he always suggests that the task that you're dreading the most, that is stressing you out the most, tackle that first. So put a particular time aside, maybe 30 minutes, an hour, and look at that particular task and say, okay, how much time do I need to actually spend on this? I would suggest to beat procrastination is eat that frog. Take that big project, take that thing that is bothering you the most, the task that you've been postponing and putting off for whatever reason, take it on with you. Sit down, look at it, write it down, write the steps that you need to do to finish it off and how much time you estimatedly need to do that. Be as realistic as you can so that you can achieve it. And then the moment you do complete that task, you feel so elevated. You will beat procrastination immediately and you'll be like, wow, I got over that. That was easy. Why was I stressing so much? The other thing I encourage is setting up a workplace where you're comfortable. Now, I mentioned about a little earlier about working from home, and that's the new reality. If you're working from home, if you're working at an office space or even your own workspace, your own office or own company, doesn't matter where it is, identify a location in either of these places where you can actually physically sit down, close that room off or that section off for yourself and focus and do the work. This is very critical to identify what is that space, because automatically the moment you get that focus, your focus gets elevated, you start feeling better about yourself and you're able to give it a complete 100%. And that's very important for the success of a project. The way to beat procrastination is to identify your habits. They are extremely important. Stephen Covey describes this really well, that habits are like the seeds that we sow. They become part of our routine, become part of our daily lifestyle. So habits are what creates routine. They say that typically it takes about 20 to 30 days to get into a particular routine or habit. So whatever you start doing, you have to maintain it for that longer time for it to actually become part of a routine. So if you want your habit to become a routine, consistently follow that on a day-to-day basis, and then it starts becoming a routine. So if you have a habit of, let's say, scrolling social media before you start work, trust me, it's not going to leave. You're going to do that every single day. And then that's going to be 1 hour lost, half an hour lost, 15 minutes, 20 minutes lost doing just that. So try and identify and become aware of your habits. So if you want to finish a big project or a task and you want that to be the first thing, break them up into smaller tasks, could be another way of handling it. Try and put systematized way of working. Put a systematic way of doing that. Put specific timelines, and then you'll notice that you are getting it done in more effectively and in a faster manner. If these techniques have helped you, congratulations. You've beat procrastination using time management. A hearty congratulations to you and a pat on the back. And keep looking, because I have more techniques that I'll be sharing again in the course, which you will find hopefully other techniques and tips that will help you beat procrastination and become extremely effective with your time management.